Hi everybody, it's Jasmine again, here to talk to you guys about another exciting research project done in my English 103 class this month called Archival Research. We were told to find three archival sources, which are sources that are before the 1940s, like magazine articles, advertisements, photographs, or just things around the house. So I had to do some type of research to learn what was relevant at that time period. I quickly stumbled upon a photo titled Living on the Edge, which was taken in 1926, of two women dressed in unusual clothing performing a dance called the Charleston on top of the Sherman Hotel in Chicago. I soon discovered these women were called flappers and became determined to find out more about them. I wanted to know exactly what flappers were, if college students wore the same outfits as flappers women, and how the generation before this generational trend felt. First, to find out what the flapper trend was, I looked at my original artifact, the photograph living on the edge, and took into account what they were wearing. Both women have short, bobbed haircuts with cloche hats, red lipstick, knee-length skirts with dropped waistline, long-sleeve blouses, and gigantic smiles. I realized this was average look for a flapper, but this picture didn't just show the fashion style of a flapper; it also showed the attitude. It's not every day that you see two women doing a popular dance on top of a rooftop building. I quickly learned that being a flapper wasn't just about the fashion style; it was about the attitude. These characteristics of a flapper may seem normal when thinking about the women of today, but before the flapper trend came about, women wore long hairstyles and makeup was only worn by loose women, if you know what I mean. My second archival source was an article written by a man named James Levere titled War and Fashion, written in 1940, which helped me understand why such a dramatic change in women's attitude and fashion came about. Lavars points out that behind every major war was a major fashion change. The younger generation felt that the future was short and they had to live for today. Women didn't want to follow the same constraints as the generation before them, with the effects of World War II happening. So, women started becoming more independent and not so household like. The flappers smoked, they drank, they wore makeup, and even styled their hair in short bobs, nothing like the women before them. Being in college, I realized that not everyone wears the same things that are considered to be trendy, so I questioned what the majority style of women in college wore during the 1920s. I looked up information from the digital yearbooks at my school and found that most of the women featured the yearbooks in 1924 and beyond did participate in the characteristics of a flapper by having the short hair and wearing makeup. Being a flapper is more than just a fashion style, but it's an attitude itself, showing that the women from the generation embraced some of the doings of flapper without completely being one. After all, the idea of being a flapper was to be free and independent, much like the women of college strived to be. After learning about flapper style, I also learned that the generation disapproved of this change in women. Most felt that the young generation should strive to better themselves, not live young, wild, and free. But naturally, with the effects of World War II, the younger women want to live their life their way. Not everyone completely participated in the trend, but it's safe to say that most women took bits and pieces of the flapper style, eventually breaking away from the housewife look and shaping the modern woman of today. The people during this era had to acquire a change in attitude of how the average woman should act and dress, and this was all due to the flapper.